Hi everyone, welcome to Beauty and Midlife Style. My name is Leanne, and if you've just joined me for the first time, I'm a certified esthetician. Today on my video, I want to talk to you about the spring 2026 makeup trend, which is called the paintery watercolor trend. You'll see this all over, right? You saw it a lot if you watched the Met Gala. You'll see different people using it, different influencers. I think it's a very beautiful trend because it's very light, watery, glow makeup, quick and easy to apply. My take on it today is the take that will be used for mature skin because I am 56 years old. So I'm taking the trend and I'm making it work for me, which is what I would encourage you to do. And you can also, you can use this trend and do these things with makeup that you already own if you are on a budget. And otherwise, the products that I'm going to suggest today are very budget friendly products. I will explain some of the other products that they are mentioning, but mine that I chose to use are very budget friendly. And just so you know, I am located in Canada, so the products that I will be showing you are available in Canada, and I will be telling you what they are in Canadian dollars. Okay, so the first one that we'll start with for the spring makeup look is the watercolor blush look. So it is a soft, fused out look on the cheeks. So just sort of like barely there, but just gives you a little bit, sort of just like watercolor. So the way to sort of achieve this look is to use a liquid or cream blush, but you're going to use a small amount and sort of diffuse it out. So whether you put that on the back of your hand first and diffuse it out, or whichever way is most comfortable for you, I would recommend using your fingers actually for this application because that way it'll keep it soft and diffused. There are some great liquid blushes on the market. I mean, the one that a lot of people are talking about is the Dior. It is expensive because it's a Dior product. They're in the drugstore. There's great ones by Pixi. They have a blush liquid. That one actually can be used on the cheeks, the lips, and even the eyes. Milani has one. Quo has one, which is a Shoppers Drug Mart brand. All of the different companies now have liquid blushes. So if you already have one that it's your favorite, you can certainly use that and just do that more diffused out look. So the one that I used today in my makeup, so that it was economical and budget friendly, is I actually love this blush. It is a cream blush in a stick, and it's by the company Essence. And this blush retails for about $4.99. You can get Essence online, obviously, if that's more convenient for you. And Essence is carried at Shoppers Drug Mart. So how I use this, and as you can see, mine is well loved. It's literally, the writing is almost worn right off of it. I use this all the time, whether I'm using it on its own, whether I'm using it with my powder blush. I love it. So to get the diffused out soft look, what I did was I just took the blush, I put some on the tip of my finger, and not anything more than sort of that much. Then I tapped my two fingers together, so it kind of looks like this now. And then I just very gently diffused it out across my cheeks. And so it was nice and even. By the way, my makeup has been on for hours and hours and now. So it's about a little after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This makeup has been on since roughly about 8 o'clock this morning. So when I put this on and diffused it out, I went to the higher part of my cheekbone, and the reasoning obviously for that is because I have older mature skin and I want to give it a lifted look to my cheeks and to my face. Okay, so the next trend for this look is bronzers, and we are coming on to the time of the year to use bronzers to give us a really glow all over look, or a sunlit glow within look, and that is the goal of the bronzers. And there's two different ways that you can use your bronzers. You can do it through a powder bronzer, and you can also do it through bronzing drops, or even if you have a bronzer stick. So the company that I was just talking about, Essence, that's very economical, they also have bronzing little sticks exactly like this. They have different shades, so you could certainly use that if you prefer to use that type of a stick. The one that I did the look with was, I did use the NYX Buttermelt bronzers. Now, as far as drugstore bronzers go, these are more on the higher end. I think they retail for around $16.99, right around there. That is a price that was on Amazon, as well as which was at Walmart. Those prices are very similar. The blush does retail for a little bit more at a Shoppers Drug Mart outlet, retail store, or Shoppers Drug Mart online. The advantage there is if you have PC Optimum points, then of course you're going to get points with your purchase. So you can also go to bronzers in these powder forms that are a little more budget friendly, and these are the two new ones by Essence. They are soft touch bronzers. They are also very beautiful on the way they perform. And then there is the new one by CoverGirl, which is the Skin Enhancer bronzers. These bronzers are almost like a bake style. They have that goldeny through it as well. So the NYX bronzers, I have two shades that I keep. I've had these since they've launched. I've gone through them before, emptied and repurchased them because I do love them. And when they say they're buttermelt, they really are. They feel so beautiful when you go to put them on. And I'll just show you. This is sort of like the inside. And when you're I can show you these two different colors. The lighter shade that I use, which is the color that I use today and that I use right now. I can tell you that shade. It is Buttercup is the lighter shade. And the darker shade that I use later on in the summer when I've had some color is called Deserve Butter. And I will also swatch that one for you so you can see the two differences in the shades. So if you're looking at my hand, there you can sort of see the two different shades, one much lighter and one much darker, and how they give you that natural sort of glow. So when I applied these today, I just applied them to the areas in which you would get some sun if you were outside to make it look natural. And that was a little bit on my chin, down my nose, center of my forehead, the sides of my forehead, and I did put a little bit in the cheek area. And of course, I did apply these before I applied my blush. So next product that is trending to get that bronze looked is bronzing drops. So bronzing drops are really lightweight. They're liquid form. You can put them on directly onto your skin. You could drop them into your moisturizer. You could even put them into your foundation if you wanted to do that, just to make it one quick step, or you can just wear them on your own if you don't want to wear a foundation that day. So the one that is really sort of trending right now that they're talking about is the Summer Friday bronzing drops. And they retail for $44.99, I believe it is, here in Canada, and it's 30 mils is what you get. The one that I chose for an alternative, which I love and I've used for years, is the e.l.f. bronzing drops. This particular shade is rose gold, and how I used it for this trend was I actually took the drops, dropped them out onto my hand a little bit, then picked them up with my finger just to make sure that I didn't have too much. And I actually did work it all over my face, did it on my neck, and brought it down into my chest area. They do take a little bit more to work that way as opposed to if you were dropping it into your moisturizer or into your foundation. And I actually applied that for that glow all over within look after my concealer, but before my foundation. And just to be clear, the foundation that I'm wearing today is this one by the Maybelline. I absolutely love this foundation. It is my all-time favorite. It's my holy grail. It's the one that I go to every single day. I find this foundation does not shift or move throughout the day, and it does not cake or end up sitting in my wrinkles at all or caking under my eyes. It is beautiful. I actually even prefer this now even over the two L'Oreal True Match foundations. I recently did wear those again just to retry them, but I found actually that as the day progressed, it became uneven and it did break up on my skin, where this one, it never does. My favorite concealer is this one. This is Revlon, and it is a full coverage. They call it a full coverage concealer, which I'm gonna say, yes, it probably is a full coverage. Although I diffuse mine out with my fingers or with my I do have a beautiful little concealer brush when I use this product, which I pretty much do use this product every single day, especially in this area here, which you could probably see in the video. If you sort of zoomed in, you'll see that I do have a scar here above my lip that I have had since I was a child from an accident. And then I do use this under my eyes. And like I said, I've had my makeup on since finished around 8 o'clock this morning. So going back to these bronzing drops by e.l.f., these retail for around $16.95. That price is the price of them on Amazon and also at Walmart. And they have a full color range. Like I said, the one I used is rose gold for my skin tone. And then there is another one, I believe it's called liquid gold, which I will also use later in the summer as things progress, but they do have a full range of coverage and they go on wonderfully. And being e.l.f., they're affordable and economical, of course. There is a bronzing drop by the company Essence. Their drops are very small. The container is very small, and I believe they only have 2 shades. I did try those when they launched. I didn't like the shading as well as the e.l.f. ones. And if you're looking at the price and you divide your price by the amount of mils you get, this is definitely your best buy. Okay. So, one other tip about bronzing drops. There is another one by Indeed, which is a Canadian company, and they have 2 shades now, and they are really great as well. When they launched way back, my colleagues and I, we tried them every way. We tried them just wearing them on our own. We put them in our moisturizer. We put them in our foundation, and they worked great. And I also have used that product in the past, and I've actually put the drops in my body moisturizer and put it on my arms and on my legs. So it is another one. It is a little bit more expensive than the e.l.f. drops, and you don't get the same amount. Okay, so next big trend that is on for this 2026 paintery soft look is smudged lips. So I've done the smudge lip look again today. And you know what? There's no right or wrong way to get this sort of look. It's just supposed to be easy, imperfected look, but still have some nice color onto the lip. One of the products that they're talking about that is really great for that and that is inexpensive for that is the Maybelline Teddy Tint. It being a tint, it sort of smudges out easy. Lip stains they set quite quickly, and so you can't really smudge them out to get that smudged look. But there is another way to do it. If you have a favorite lipstick and you want to get this look, I would just take your favorite lipstick like I did. So I have different colors of lipsticks and favorites, but the one that I use today is actually this one by L'Oreal. So it's just your regular traditional lipstick. So you could do something like that. You could even take the longer wearing ones in Maybelline if you already have these. These are the ones that are in the stick style that you roll up. And so what I did was I did line my lips with lip liner because, again, I have mature skin and I prefer to put a lip liner there. I find it helps to keep everything in place, especially when your lips are getting older. And one of my favorite lip liners, actually, that I've started to use again, which I haven't used in quite some time, is these ones by Rimmel. So this is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Lip Liner. It is a sharpening lip liner. And the thing that I love about these is they're definitely not creamy and they're not an creamy glide, but they stop any bleeding around the lip. You could put them on and it holds and it stays. The other one, of course, these retail for like $7 on Amazon and at Walmart. I think sometimes they even go on sale at like Shoppers Drug Mart for something like $4.99 or $5.99. Of course, the other great lip liner that's out there is the Hyperlift lip liner by Maybelline. Those lip liners are absolutely fantastic and they do stay. They do have a slight plumping effect as well, but for staying on like a more budget economical, this is the one that I use today. So what I did with my lipstick again was I just took my lipstick, I took a little tiny bit, put it on my finger, and what I did was I went to the middle of my lip and tapped this on first. So right in the center to give it the more look there, and then I just sort of took my other finger and I just sort of diffused that center look sort of out a little bit. If you feel like you need a little bit more, then just pick up what's left on your fingers and just sort of tap it through and diffuse it through. And like I said, you can do this look without a lip liner. That's the whole idea of it, because it's just sort of that sort of smudged stain look. And if you want to build it up for the day, build it up. There's nothing, you should wear your lips the way that you want to. This is just the look. I mean, obviously in my case, I'm doing this smudge look today, but I do love to wear my lipsticks and I do love to use a lip liner when I'm working. The majority of the time I use the Longwear Superstay lipsticks, and my favorites again are from Maybelline for those. I love the sticks. I love the liquid forms that they have. And they do stay all day, so you could get that same look, just use less of it. Okay, so moving on to the final look for this 2026 makeup paintery soft sort of look is your eyes. And the big thing with sort of eye color or eyeshadow for this look is to have it look soft, pretty, pastel. There are some light shimmers and glimmers as well, but the big trend, of course, is the pastel sort of shades right now. So you can do those shimmers in pastel shades. There's like soft pinks and there's soft blues and whatever your personal preference is. Today, I've gone to one solid color that is matte. And the whole idea is just to take a bit of it and sort of blend it out. You can tap it on, blend it out with your finger. You can get ones that, all of those beautiful eyeshadows that are out now sort of in the stick formulations if you want to use those. And it's just to do sort of like a soft brush of color. So what I did today, and the one that I've used to make it inexpensive and economical, is the new e.l.f. Liquid Velvet eyeshadows. There are companies that have these eyeshadows, same idea, but they're much more expensive than what these are. And these are really great. The shade that I have on today is actually Pink Chiffon. It's a little bit harder to find. It does sell out like crazy, I'm telling you. So I ended up actually getting mine on Amazon. I had went to the stores and they were sold out. And so the shade that I have on in Pink Chiffon, this is what they look like when they come out. So what I did with mine is I actually took the dabber itself and I just put a few tiny dabs right on my eyelid and one sort of just above my crease area, and I worked it through with my finger and gently moved it around. And then what I did was I did take my eyeshadow brush and made sure it was all nice and even across my eye, so that it was and even, but still just very there, very soft. I do love my eyeshadows. Lots of times I will wear several colors of them. But for this look, it's just sort of one simple color. Even if you wanted to, if you were just wanted to use the glimmer, you could just use glimmer and put it like just on the lid area if you want, which I have also done in the past. Again, but these liquid velvet eyeshadows are fantastic. There is this one as well, which I tend to be using a lot too, which is Beige and Bougie. I also have one that's slightly darker than this one that I use, and I sort of use in my crease. These you can put on with your finger. They blend beautifully, and they also, or with your brush, excuse me. Now, the one trick about these is if you wanted to be doing that blush, and you wanted a fully matte blush, you could definitely use these. You could put a few drops on, or put it on your fingers again and move it out through. So if you're looking for products that are, you know, you can use them in more than one spot and economically, then this is a great product for that as well. I believe these retail for about $6.99, if I'm not mistaken. I should have looked that one up again before I did the video. I apologize for that. But I do know that the price of these on Amazon and the price at Walmart are almost the exact same. So if you like to go into Walmart, you're doing your shopping there, or you like to go into a retail store, great. If you have a prescription for Amazon and subscription, excuse me, for Amazon, and you like to order, have the convenience of it dropping at your door, then that's fantastic. Elf is carried at Shoppers Drug Mart as well. Their prices are a little bit higher though. Again, the advantage of getting it at Shoppers Drug Mart is you're in a cosmetic department, so you have people there to help you, and you can also get PC Optimum points if you're a PC Optimum member. So I hope that you enjoyed my video today on this look, and I hope that if you did, that you will subscribe to my channel, and that maybe you will even share this video or this idea with a friend. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you on in my next video. I'm hoping that my next video is going to be something to do with skincare. That is my specialty as an esthetician. I'm very passionate about skincare, and one of my mottos is your makeup only looks as good as your skin. Okay, everyone, have a blessed day.